Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm here as always to keep you posted on everything happening in football right now. Today we have massive updates, a disaster for Manchester United at the World Cup, a massive hijack attempt brewing between London and Manchester today. Big news, big updates, let's get into it. Let's start immediately with the medical tests happening right now across the globe. These are the absolute final hours for three massive deals in the market. Marco Pestra has officially completed his medical with Chelsea. This deal is 100% done. He signed a massive 6-year contract with the London club. Chelsea also successfully negotiated an option for 1 further year. The Chelsea board views him as an absolute generational talent for their system. They have been tracking him since he was playing in the youth academy. The data analytics team pushed incredibly hard for this exact acquisition. Enzo Maresca specifically asked the board for a player with this profile. Then we have Elio Anderson. He is currently in New York undergoing his crucial medical test for Manchester City. City moved completely under the radar for this one. This is classic Tiki Beguerista business behind the scenes. There were zero leaks to the press until the medical was already booked. Pep Guardiola personally approved the profile after reviewing the scouting data. They see Anderson as a brilliant long-term solution for their squad depth. Meanwhile, Goncalo Ramos has already completed his medical test with AC Milan in the United States. AC Milan are building a terrifying attacking lineup right now. Paulo Fonseca demands verticality and power in his forward line. The market is moving at incredible speed right now. Deals are being aggressively locked in before the World Cup ends. But not every club in Europe is celebrating today. Some clubs are facing absolute nightmares. So this one is going to be very interesting to follow. Moving on, we have to talk about Manchester United, because terrible, devastating news has just arrived from the World Cup. Manuel Ugarte has suffered a very serious knee injury. This happened during the intense match against Spain. It was a horrific, silent moment on the pitch. You could see the absolute pain immediately on his face. His teammates called for the medical staff instantly. Ugarte had to be stretchered off in the very first half. The medical staff immediately feared the worst possible outcome. What I can tell you is that early indications do not look good at all. Manchester United executives are currently scrambling behind the scenes. They are waiting desperately to get in direct touch with the player. They want full reports from the national team's medical staff. There is genuine fear inside Old Trafford that this is a long-term injury. This changes absolutely everything for Manchester United's summer plans. Why? Because Manuel Ugarte was absolutely on the market. He was one of their primary financial assets available for sale this summer. Ineos planned to use the Ugarte money to fund a massive midfield rebuild. Dan Ashworth and Jason Wilcox had an entire strategy mapped out. They had replacement targets lined up and ready to go. They needed that specific cash injection to balance the books perfectly. Now, a severe knee injury completely ruins his market value. No club in Europe will take a massive financial risk on a fractured knee. The Saudi Arabian clubs were monitoring him closely, but my sources tell me even they will completely back away now. With Ugarte potentially staying in Manchester, the club is stuck. They have to pay his full wages while he rehabilitates in the gym. This throws their entire profit and sustainability calculation into absolute chaos. They cannot easily trigger release clauses for other midfield targets now. My understanding is the United board held an emergency meeting this morning. They are urgently assessing alternative funding options to save their window. We send our absolute best wishes to Manuel Ugarte for a speedy recovery. But purely from a market perspective, this is a massive disaster for United. So this one is going to be very interesting to follow. Then guys, many of you have been asking me about Matheus Fernandes. The Portuguese market is completely on fire right now. Rafael Leao has publicly stated he wants to leave his club. Bernardo Silva completed a lightning-fast shock move to Real Madrid, but the biggest war in Europe right now is over Matheus Fernandes. In the last 48 hours, my phone has not stopped buzzing about this kid. Is he going to Tottenham? Is he going to Manchester United? Let me clarify the absolute truth of the situation right now. My understanding is that Manchester United and Tottenham are engaged in an all-out bidding war. Tottenham have been aggressively pushing for days to close this. Ange Postecoglou desperately wants him operating in his midfield system. Tottenham's elite scouts have attended his last 10 matches in a row. They believe his ball-carrying ability is absolutely elite. Spurs are pushing the player daily, they are pushing his agent constantly, but Manchester United have refused to step aside and let London win. Erik ten Hag is a massive admirer of his tactical flexibility. United remain in direct daily contact with the West Ham hierarchy. They are absolutely not giving up on this deal. What others are not reporting is the strict stance West Ham have taken. West Ham have looked the player's agent in the eye and laid down the law. There is no club preference, there is no loyalty discount here. The player will be sold exclusively to the highest bidder. Whoever offers one single penny more will win the player. It is a pure, ruthless auction. West Ham know they hold all the leverage right now. They are using this fierce rivalry perfectly to maximize their profit. Julen Lopetegui's team desperately needs funds to rebuild their own squad. Selling Matheus at a premium price is their absolute golden ticket. Matheus Fernandes has already given the green light to both clubs. He is completely open to joining Spurs and living in London. He is equally open to joining United and playing at Old Trafford. He just wants the next big step in his professional career. So now the pressure is entirely on the purchasing clubs. If West Ham accepts United's bid, he immediately goes to Old Trafford. If Tottenham win the financial race, he heads straight to North London. From what I am told, Manchester United are preparing a massive counteroffer right now. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is personally being updated on these exact numbers. They know they cannot lose another midfield target, especially after the Ugarte injury. This kid is incredibly special. Remember, Real Madrid discussed him internally just 3 weeks ago. Jose Mourinho specifically mentioned his name in a private board meeting. Liverpool also made a discreet exploratory phone call at the end of May. Everyone in the industry knows the talent is completely under. But right now, it is a fierce two-horse race between United and Spurs. They are pushing like absolutely crazy to get this done. So this one is going to be very interesting to follow. Now, many of you have been asking me about the French market. We have to travel to France to discuss a true midfield phenomenon. It is crucial to understand the exact situation of Ayyoub Bouaddi. He is the 18-year-old midfield sensation currently playing for Lille. He is taking the World Cup by absolute storm with the Moroccan national team. His debut performance against Brazil was nothing short of spectacular. We all saw it unfold with our own eyes on the biggest stage. An 18-year-old kid absolutely dominating legends like Casemiro and Fabinho. He was winning heavy tackles, intercepting elite passes and launching counterattacks. His tactical maturity is completely absurd for his young age. Elite scouts in the stadium were absolutely speechless watching him play. He played with zero fear against the best in the world. Because of this, his market value is exploding by the minute. But the Lille executives were incredibly smart behind the scenes. They secured his signature on a brand new contract right before the tournament started. We all know exactly how Lille operates in the transfer market. They develop elite raw talent and sell them for massive, record-breaking fees. Look at Lenny Yoro, look at Victor Osimhen, look at Nicolas Pepe. They are absolute masters of this high-stakes game. This new contract means Lille have total control of his future. They do not need to sell him cheaply. What I can tell you is that Manchester City have genuine, concrete interest. Pep Guardiola's scouting department is completely obsessed with his data metrics. City's strategy is slightly different from the rest, however. Their starting idea is to officially secure him for the summer of 2027. They want him to continue developing in France for a few more years. They want to build a strong relationship now to strike later. But they are not alone, not even close. I am told that Paris Saint-Germain have actively contacted people very close to the player. PSG, Luis Campos is an absolute specialist in the French market. He knows every agent, every family member, every minor detail. Nasser Al-Khelaifi does not want to miss out on a generational talent. They lost out on Lenny Yoro to Manchester United, and they are furious. They absolutely do not want to repeat that exact same mistake. PSG are actively gathering information on his exact price tag. And remember what I exclusively revealed to you weeks ago, Arsenal and Liverpool held secret meetings before the World Cup even began. Mikel Arteta absolutely loves his energetic profile. Arsenal's Edu Gaspar has compiled a massive scouting dossier on him. Arne Slot's team has also been tracking him closely for over a year. Every single elite club in Europe is circling this boy right now. Manchester City want him for the future. But a crazy, unexpected bid this summer could change absolutely everything. The race for Bouaddi is completely wide open, so this one is going to be very interesting to follow. Then guys, let's move over to Spain, because the rumors are out of control. I am receiving thousands of questions regarding Aurelien Tchouameni. There are heavy, aggressive reports circulating right now in the media. Reports confidently saying Tchouameni is leaving Real Madrid immediately. Reports saying he is already completely out of the club's project. Let's calm down and look at the absolute reality of the situation. My sources at the highest levels of Real Madrid are very clear. My understanding is that Real Madrid have not opened the door for his exit. Florentino Perez still values the French player incredibly highly. Real Madrid do not easily give up on massive financial investments. Carlo Ancelotti still considers him a vital core part of the midfield rotation. They want to see if he can dominate the midfield this upcoming season. However, the summer transfer window is very long. If at some point in late July or August, Real Madrid change their mind, if they explicitly tell Tchouameni that he is free to find a new club, in that exact scenario, Manchester United are absolutely in the mix. Ineos view him as the ultimate, absolute dream target for their midfield. A midfield pivot of Kobbie Mainoo and Aurelien Tchouameni is the ultimate dream. But here is the massive problem that nobody else is talking about. The financial package is currently completely impossible for Manchester United. Tchouameni is on a massive astronomical salary at the Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid's wage structure is specifically built for global superstars. United are desperately trying to escape the era of overpaying players. They will not shatter their new strict wage structure for anyone, not even a Champions League winner like Tchouameni. His current wages would completely destroy Manchester United's new salary cap. For this dream to become a reality, two huge things must happen. First, Real Madrid must officially and publicly sanction the sale. Second, the players' agents must accept a massive pay cut to play at Old Trafford. Right now, there is zero indication that the player wants to earn less money. Without a significant reduction in his salary demands, this deal is completely dead. So, do not blindly believe the report saying it is already done. It depends entirely on Real Madrid giving the ultimate green light first. So, this one is going to be very interesting to follow. Finally, we need to discuss a major situation developing in goal. Marc-Andre Ter Stegen will absolutely be leaving Barcelona this summer. That is a definitive, undeniable fact. Barcelona are completely satisfied with their current goalkeeping setup. Hansi Flick has evaluated the squad and made his final ruthless decision. He prioritizes distribution and current physical form above all else. Iñaki Peña has proven he can handle the immense pressure of La Liga. Wojciech Szczesny brings immense locker room experience to the young squad. There is simply no space for Ter Stegen in the current Barcelona project. Joan Laporta wants his massive wages off the books immediately. Ter Stegen is returning from his complicated loan spell at Girona. What I can tell you is that Ajax are actively working on a deal to sign him. Ajax sporting director Jordi Cruyff is personally driving this entire operation. He knows Ter Stegen extremely well from his previous Barcelona days. Ajax have already made direct formal contact with the players' camp. They are trying to understand the exact financial mechanics of a potential move. Ajax have struggled massively in the goalkeeping department recently. They desperately lack a commanding veteran presence at the back. They need a leader who can organize the defense and build from the back. Ter Stegen fits that exact requirement perfectly for the Dutch Giants, but a permanent transfer is completely impossible for Ajax to fund. Ajax does not operate with Premier League or La Liga money. Ter Stegen's Barcelona salary is far too heavy for the Eredivisie club to absorb. So Ajax are currently exploring a highly creative loan structure. They want Barcelona to cover a significant percentage of his weekly wages. Barcelona might actually agree just to save a fraction of the total cost. The player is carefully considering his options, and Ajax is very high on his list. Ter Stegen is absolutely desperate for consistent weekly playing time. He has suffered incredibly bad luck with injuries over the last 2 years. That knee injury tragically cost him his spot at the World Cup. It also cost him his starting position during his time at Girona. He needs a stable club where he can rebuild his confidence on the pitch. He wants to play every single week without constantly looking over his shoulder. Ajax can offer him exactly that platform to revive his career. I think this situation is progressing very quickly behind the scenes, so this one is going to be very interesting to follow. On this and much more, stay posted right here on the channel. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell because big stories are coming, subscribe if you haven't already, and trust me, what's coming next is even bigger. See you soon. Here, every single day. Ciao.